I'm watching this documentary and they just throw every theory in the world at me. At multiple points. They don't get to CTE until like the last 10 minutes of the doc.
And it's for like 2 minutes.
You're right. It's not even 10. It's for like 2. At the very end, they go, oh, he had holes in his brains from getting tackled so many times. You're like, oh, I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I wonder if that could be what's going on here. Oh, it could be a lot of things. You know how much time they spend 2 minutes on CTE, but over the course of 3 hours, they probably spend a good 25 minutes talking about the fact that Aaron Hernandez smoked marijuana. Yeah. They're like, they show him like dancing in a parking lot and they're like, you know, he was on marijuana at the time. I swear to God, at one point they go, you know, we really started to realize that there were two sides of Aaron Hernandez when we found out he had a secret apartment where he would chain smoke marijuana. And I'm just like, chain smoke marijuana? What is that even? What phrasing is that?
Grandpa boomer phrase.
Yeah. And whoever has been like, oh, I'm on marijuana. I'm going to go kill people now. I can't control my temper when I'm high on weed.
Someone check up on Dog Benson.
It's literally reefer madness. These are where these theories are coming from. If anything, we should get serial killers to smoke more weed, relax them, chill them out. Realize it's not that serious.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Take it easy. I mean, if he spent more time in that apartment chain smoking weed, he probably wouldn't have gone around killing people.
That's less time to kill.
Way less time to kill.
You can't coordinate all that.
I think when people smoke weed, sometimes time gets away from them. You know what I mean? A lot of times they're not as productive.
Man, I wanted to kill this guy at 5 and all of a sudden 7.
Yeah. They're blaming the weed thing. They talk about when he went to college. Where did he go? Florida?
Yeah.
Florida State?
Gators.
Yeah, he was a Gator. And Tim Tebow was on the team with him. And they tied Tim Tebow somehow. They tied Tim Tebow into his suicide. Did you see that at the end? They go through this whole thing about how, like, it was a big deal that he was a Gator alongside Tim Tebow. And I'm still not sure why. But they're saying it was.
Salt of the earth.
Right. They're saying Tim Tebow was like, you know, he was a very religious guy. And Aaron Hernandez, well, he smoked reefer. Oh, yeah. They start going like, I don't know, man. Aaron Hernandez, he went to college when he was in high school. He's a nice guy with no tattoos. And then he went to college, and I saw him. He had all these tattoos. I'm just like, what?
It was a lot of stretching.
Bro, who has tattoos in high school? You're a kid. Like, if you can get away with having like 2 tattoos in high school, you're a badass. It's like the one kid in high school that can grow a beard. Like that. The reason he went to college and got a whole bunch of tattoos is because he became the legal age to get tattoos. That's the least controversial thing. Somebody who turns 18 and after that starts getting tattooed is like, oh, he's all 18-year-old males. How many guys in this day and age don't have any tattoos?
I mean, was everyone asking what happened to Sam Roberts when he got a tattoo?
You know when I got my tattoos?
What?
College.
Shit, you went downhill.
College. And the guys who lived next door to me smoked reefer. Yeah. Yeah.
Sam, you could have been someone.
You know, I threw it all away. I did. I threw it all away. But they go, you know, they said, Tim Tebow, he's very religious. And he had John 3:16 on his little eye blacks, you know, that he would. Yeah, I put Austin 3:16. John 3:16 says John just whipped your ass, right? That's the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. And they go, you know, when Aaron Hernandez hung himself, he had written John 3:16 on his forehead and had a Bible with him in the jail cell. Do you think when Aaron Hernandez killed himself years after going to college, after fucking up his entire NFL career, after destroying the family life that he had created,
after being outed
as a possible gay man, coming from a very homophobic family, oh, and after realizing that he's never getting out of jail because he committed multiple homicides, You think he's sitting there thinking about Tim Tebow when he wrote John 3:16? Or do you think he's a crazy person in jail reading the Bible because it's all he's got to do? It has nothing to do with Tim Tebow.
And John 3:16, that's like playing the hits.
Bro.
And come on.
That's hack.
Yeah.
It's the hackest Bible verse. John 3:16. That's the one thing that everybody knows from the Bible. Listen to how they tackled his sexuality on the documentary.
We used to horseplay.
This is Aaron Hernandez's buddy from high school.
Was our thing. We used to love horse playing and having fun with each other because we were just kids full of...
By the way, this guy's my favorite guy because, okay, look at this photo. You don't even have to look at him as an adult. You see this photo? At one point in the documentary, he goes, we were into the same stuff. We were both playing football. We were like twin brothers. What? Like on a 1 to 10 scale, there's probably 5 digits different between these two.
Twins like Danny DeVito. And
So you're saying I'm the shit left over? We are not identical twins. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Twins like the movie Twins, maybe.
life. Aaron and I had an on and off relationship from the 7th grade to the junior year of high school. Aaron participated with many people. I was a small piece of Aaron's sexual activity.
See, the way that's phrased, like when he hits, I was a small piece of Aaron's sexual activity, everybody that I know in that one moment went like this. Wait, what? Wait, can we rewind? What exactly are we talking about right now? You said, throwing around words like participated and relationship. I thought, and horseplay, like, I thought we were talking about being buddies. What are we talking about here?
At that time frame, the girls didn't really hang out with the boys after school. So, me and Aaron experimented, and it was something that, I'll be honest with, that we continued because we probably enjoyed it.
Probably. Hello?
If I look at...
Hello, exactly.
this could be either Aaron Hernandez or Jim Norton that he's talking about at this point.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not like a gay thing. It's just the girls weren't around. It's like,
That's what buddies do.
that's what buddies do. If there's no girls hanging out with you, you still got to be sexually active. Like, hello, McFly, hello. That was the other thing, like, that I found peculiar about this documentary, that they interviewed, like, this was the biggest interview that they actually got. All the big interviews, like the people from the Patriots, like, the people that really counted were all interviews from other shows.
Right. Those were already archived.
Archived interviews. Like, you saw, like, they got, like, what's his name? Not Belichick, but who's the
assistant coach?
No, who's the owner? What's his name? With the white hair. It's on the tip of my tongue. Maybe somebody will have it in the chat or something like that. But they interviewed the owner of the Patriots,
Robert
Kraft. But they had to throw a little HBO logo in the corner because it was from like Bryant Gumbel show or something like that. And they just, didn't show the interview question. They didn't show that Bryant Gumbel was doing the interviews. All the big names that they got for the doc were from other interviews that were already done on other shows.
It looks like most of the work for this doc was done in post.
Yeah.
And not...
They were like, look, Netflix, I'm going to tell you the truth. We got a solid 25 here. Netflix is like, what?
How can we stretch this?
We are really in the binge business. I don't know if you know about what we do, but we just stretched the circle into 15 hours of content. We are not trying to hear 25 minutes about Aaron Hernandez. Do you know Making a Murderer was 10 hours long? Then we did another 10 hours about the same thing. Like,
you got to give us at least 3.
At least 3. They were like, all right, we stretched it to 3, but it's mainly other people's stuff. It's a Dateline special stretched out for Netflix, which is what I was saying last week. There is no barrier of entry to get into Netflix. It's just what looks good on the page. Like, what can we put a sizzler out for? What can we put a sizzle reel out for? What can we put a trailer out for that people are going to be like, oh, I got to get Netflix for that? We don't care if it sucks because we'll have something new next week anyway. Everybody will be fine.
Right. This will keep you full.
Right.
Until the next meal.
Right. You're like, okay, but that meal sucked. Okay. Not every meal is excellent. Just keep eating. You know what I mean? Keep eating.
Now, in the year we're in, yes, we were in a relationship back then, but at the time, you don't look at it like that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't look at it like that.
Just two dudes sucking each other off.
That's it. It's not a big deal.
Bros.
I was laughing because Twitter was pointing out the other interview they got was this guy who also played for the Patriots, who was a closeted gay player, but he never interacted with Aaron Hernandez. He had nothing to do with it. Nothing. You know the guy I'm talking about, the big guy.
He made himself bigger on purpose.
He said that he got real fat so people wouldn't think he was gay.
At some point, I was waiting.
Feels homophobic.
I was waiting for him to start telling his story.
Yeah, no. It was just like, there was no story. And then there was the other guy that was on the 49ers that was like, yeah, I only played football for a year and I quit because I didn't want to get concussions. And you're like, okay, all right.
Don't forget the other big get.
What is this movie about? Who was the other big get?
They got this guy.
Yeah.
And then they got this guy's father.
Oh, yeah, this guy's father. That was the other. At the end, he was like, yeah, I didn't think Aaron was gay. And then my son told me, yeah, we were gay together. And I said, you know what? It's okay to be gay. And you're just like, so what? What is this about? What is this movie about? I don't understand what story's being told. Like, I'm sitting there watching it with Jess, and she's going, like, in the beginning, she didn't really know the story. So when they're just kind of setting it up, she goes like, oh, I think he might have done it. But then within 20 minutes, she was like, oh, yeah, he definitely did all this, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, are there any twists? And I'm like, well, that's what I'm waiting for. But she gave up after half an hour. And she's like, this is just a fucked up guy who did a bunch of fucked up things, and they're just telling you what they are. And I'm like, I don't think they would just do that. And then I got to the end of it, and I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, he's just an asshole who killed people. Like, I mean, I left feeling, and people were like, this is a really sad story. And I'm like, yeah, for the people who are dead. Not including Aaron Hernandez, by the way. It's not, I don't leave this feeling sad. I feel terrible for his daughter.
I feel kind of bad about his upbringing. You know?
Yeah, but I feel bad for his brother who's alive and didn't kill anybody. Like, that's the thing. Like, people are like, that was one of the other excuses. They said it could have been CTE. But there's a lot of people who get concussed up and down the block. That he's the only person in the NFL that's ever actively been a serial murderer while playing in the NFL. Nobody else does that. And lots of people have concussions. So I got questions about that. And if that's the story that we're going by, right? If we can all agree that CTE is the reason that Aaron Hernandez killed people and then killed himself, then there's no possible way you cannot make football just illegal. Because they go like, well, we got great equipment. If CTE makes murderers, you can't have football anymore.
We're fucked.
You can't do football. Like, there's no way to safely, unless it's flag football, I guess.
It's like one of those causes that you see in prescription commercials.
CTE?
Yeah.
May cause CTE. Play for the NFL today. Some side effects include CTE, murder, suicide, stabbings. Yeah, I mean, and I think that that's why people aren't really ready to talk about how really bad CTE is, because there's no way that you can keep having football and not have CTE.
And we can't not have
and you
football.
can't not have football.
That's
so
silly.
That's why they played this one interview with Robert Kraft where he's like, I think every mother that wants their child to be special should have them playing football at a young age. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. Guess what? Just in case of CTE, there's no way I'm letting my kids play football. You have to be out of your mind. When I find out that parents are like, oh, I'm going to let my young kids play football, I'm like, okay. If you want to be talking through that glass to them, you know, by the time they're 25, okay, because they're going to commit crimes because CTE. Okay?
Let them play tennis or something.
Right. Golf. Tiger Woods, y'all. You know what I mean?
No CTE there?
No. I mean, he's still, that's, like, if by the way, if Tiger Woods were a football player, all his crazy shit would be blamed on CTE.
Yeah.
But he's not a football player, so he's just a maniac. Look, I think that sometimes when people are fucked up and then they also get to be professional athletes, so they're allowed to do whatever they want and everybody just kind of lets them, then they end up doing it. But they have to already be fucked up. Like, if somebody came to me and said, Sam, you can get away with murder, I still wouldn't do it. The thing that's stopping me for murdering people is not jail. It's the fact that it's a bad thing to do. It's not because I'm worried about like God in the sky not letting me into heaven. And it's not because I'm worried about going to jail. It's because I don't want to kill a person.
Don't you love
it's bad?
Don't you love when people say that when they go like, well, if you don't believe in heaven, what's keeping you from raping and murdering?
Yeah, because I'm a good person. Because I'm not an asshole. That's what's stopping me from doing those things. That I don't look at people and go like, oh, if it didn't put me in jail, you'd already be dead. Because you wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I would just, avoid you and carry on with my life in a positive direction.
And then it's a little bit more telling on those other people.
Of course it is. When people are like, yeah, if I wasn't so worried about going to hell, I would do this. I'm like, well, then you should go to hell. Wanting to do it that badly should put you in hell.
I mean, the guy had really fucking crazy rage issues.
By the way, Blue 55 does bring up a good point. Soccer doesn't cause CTE, but causes ZZZ, which is true. It is
very dangerous.
Very boring. Yeah, I mean, he was an asshole. He had a hot temper. He had rage issues. And by the way, like you already know, he's unwilling to accept any responsibility. Look at the way he talks to his mother. By the way, it's really weird that his mother looks exactly like him. When you start looking at their faces, she has Aaron Hernandez face.
You made decisions that you don't like that are the worst. I don't put you down, and you fucked my whole life up.
Oh, you don't put me down, but I fucked your whole life up.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They go like, well, he probably killed people because his dad was abusive, and also he probably killed people because his dad died. And you're like, probably not both.
Right.
If he was that upset at his dad, he probably wouldn't be so upset at his dad's death that he would go and kill people. It's probably one or the other. You can't pick both.
Look at.
You did. It is, but I forgave you, and it's over with. Yes, you did. I was the happiest fucking little kid in the world, and you fucked me up. And I just lost my father, and I had to go to college, and I had nobody. What the fuck do you think I was going to do? Become a perfect angel?
No, can't.
Oh, my God. If I was with you right now, I would have probably punched the shit out of you. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know why you bring me to this level.
It's clearly probably his mom's fault. Anytime you hear a son go like, Mom, you fucked me up, and if I were with you right now, I'd punch you in your fucking face. It's probably the mom's fault. It's not that the son is out of his mind crazy with rage issues and nobody will help him because he's a professional athlete and, he's allowed to believe that he's perfect.
It is that. But I feel like from the parts that I watched, this was the part where like I kind of did feel a little bit bad. A little bit bad.
For who? The mom?
For his upbringing. Not for him, but the situation that created him,
He had a terrible upbringing.
Right. I know
true.
not everyone with terrible upbringing murders, but
I mean, hot dog, I hate to tell you this.
Yeah.
You had a terrible upbringing.
Yeah.
You are a story of a hero, okay? You should be doing
shucks.
TED Talks. I mean, terrible.
Just don't scan my head, because then
You probably do have CTE. Yeah, you probably do.
it would explain a lot.
Yeah. You had a terrible upbringing. And, you do feel bad. Of course, you don't want people to have terrible upbringings, but it's also not an excuse to be like, well, before we throw stones, we might want to check our own. I'm not killing anybody. So
Right.
I'll throw stones all day long. You can't kill people. Even if you have CTE, you can't kill people. You can't.
Even if you have CTE and you're gay.
And you're gay. Even if you're a gay guy with CTE,
Okay.
you can't kill people. Even if you played football with Tim Tebow in Florida and did marijuana and got tattoos in college.
Bad mom.
You can't kill people.
Damn.
I'm not even convinced that his dad seemed bad. I guess his mom was bad too. I don't know.
I mean,
He has a brother who didn't kill people and looks like him and had the same father and mother and grew up in the same surroundings.
but he's not smoking.
But he probably smoked a little marijuana, but he didn't play football with Tim Tebow.
Right.
Tebow, what have you been doing?
The real link in here.
It's Tim Tebow.
Wouldn't that be
so.
great if that's how the doc ended? Like there was like this huge revelation on Tim Tebow.
I felt like they were giving as much credence to Tim Tebow as they were to CTE. Dude, when they did the montage when they talked about how they found him hanging, and then they go like they're going backwards in time, and you see John 3:16 on Tim Tebow's eyes, and you're like, where do you think he got it from? No, probably not the Bible that was next to him. I'm sure it was Tim Tebow. I mean,
Great though.
it was wild.
I think I'm gonna walk away with this doc thinking that Tim Tebow has something to do with it.
I think he could have. You think he could have? The doc doesn't say that Tim Tebow didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
That's for sure. He liked cotton candy Bubblicious too. I don't know if you know about that, about Aaron Hernandez.
See, now when you mix that in with the reefer and the CTE,
That's bad. That's bad. Although, I would expect somebody who smokes a lot of marijuana to like cotton candy Bubblicious. That does seem like a... I wonder sometimes when I go into like gas station stores and I just buy my snacks because I love me some snacks. I wonder if the guys are like... Because I'll go in at like 11 o'clock at night and get like, soda and Lifesaver gummies and chips and powdered donuts and stuff like that. I mean, the guys must think I'm just like...
you're getting the same thing every other store gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, uh-oh, let's check his arms for tattoos. He may be going off to kill his fiance's sister's boyfriend right now.
On his way.
I mean, it was really funny how bad of a job. So Aaron Hernandez left a lot of evidence behind. He had shot a previous person in the head, but that person survived. And Aaron Hernandez was so scared that that person was going to retaliate against him that he set up security cameras in his house. So everything was under security, right? And then he rented a car to do the murder, but he got his Bubblicious gum first. In the car, when he returned it to the rental station, in the returned rental car was shell casings from fired off bullets and chewed up Bubblicious blue cotton candy gum. When he got home, on his own security camera footage that the cops got, he's walking around the house with a gun immediately after the killing happened. And they see him pulling into his house in the amount of time that it takes to get from the scene of the crime to his house. I mean, it was really kind of cut and dry.
I mean, the gum was his probably, but the bullets, who knows?
Who knows? How can you know for sure?
Who knows?
I mean, I did rent a car, but I don't know what was done with it after.
The rapper? Yeah, that was me.
And then they go like this. They go, Aaron Hernandez, he was scared for his life. And he asked to be moved. He has to be traded to another team. And Bill Belichick was like, no. And then the Patriots helped him find a secret apartment. Obviously, they knew. And you're like, now it's the Patriots' fault?
And I forgot who said it. Someone said that him getting drafted to the Patriots is the worst thing that happened to him because then he was around his like bad influences.
Right. Yeah. Because yeah, that's definitely what it was. It was all the bad people around him. If he'd only been playing in like Nevada, everything would have been fine. All these other cities are so much better. Yeah, Boston is a real. I mean, I guess they were like in Connecticut he was very good. But in Boston, he was very bad. I mean,
I'm going to tell my kids, hey, you better not get drafted to the Patriots.
Right. You mean, you being from Harlem.
Right.
I'm going to say don't go over to the Patriots.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because all you hear about is the insane life of crime that Tom Brady leads.
Right.
It's nutso. It's crazy. I have to tell you, I would not recommend the Aaron Hernandez doc. Don't waste your time on it.